Aobei, the fourth princess of the dignified peasant family. I actually saw my third brother Aussie being rubbed on the ground by the little doggone. Thinking of my third brother as a god, Xiao Qinglong and Dong Zhonggui can be pinned on the head by these first life masters. Remember that he directly mentions the description to 360 horses and it will be filled up. But the next second he froze. I found out that Xiao Tianxin chose the Sun Golden Witch to get angry, so I went here together. Why do these gods and witches turn into self-consciousness and stay in Lianjin? After getting off the Talion blindly brushing the car. And the shade tree below has completely dropped his lower body. Those who cultivate the land here are masters. Even the lowest of them. They are all spirit martial arts like myself. After downloading, he searched and crossed to the grass tribe. It seems that listening to my own ability is not the third brother. Fortunately, the dragon channel ability on my body hides the breath. The volume box is to inquire about the news. No matter who dares to bully my third brother. Make him pay the lottery endorsement. At this time, the painting of fire in my life attracted Aobei to live. Take a closer look, I'm stunned. This is not the young master of the Nui clan of the Tianqing soul. Why was he even caught? And the one who captured him was officially zero-eating Guojun Liang. At the same time, the three princesses will also come here to host. The two saw that their daughter was riding on the back of an expert. For the great sun. You are so brave. Dare to ride on a master. The three princesses hastily expressed that it was allowed by the master. The emperor said happily that he had just returned from the endless sea. Catch Tianqing soul cow. Here we are a family of three. High efficiency. The queen also laughed so hard. It turns out you've got the air of an expert. At this time, the natives who directly reached the mountain said. Courage of an expert to the mistress. How can it be described as going out of breath? Hearing this, the queen described the meaning of Dong Qizhong. The third princess also nodded repeatedly with a blushing face. Although the expert hasn't confessed yet, what Dashan said is true. That is to say, as long as you take the blue ball as a backstand and give it to an expert. If you are an expert, you will be named as the mother by the world. Yes, said that the third princess even turned happily in the front. The local Tianqing soul cattle can't stand it. What a treasure. They feel that there is a sound when someone says anything. I want to see it myself. The earth, they said, is definitely a strong man. What kind of air does he grow on the earth? But when it came to the door, the Tianqing soul bull was frightened and activated 4 times. How could this little Dala have the legendary walking distance array? And when Xin Hui saw Xiuji's achievements. But it makes parents feel disgusted when they walk behind. The three princesses are happily greeting Xin Hui. Xin returned to the direct nurse. Uncles and aunts, why are you here? Also brought cattle. The emperor said it was a thread for him. Worried about his photos of his daughter. Adhere to this situation, return to the Federation and invite the two of you to drink tea. And the three princesses who were held aside at this time a federal. Strange, why the expert is intentionally indifferent. And see it all. Seeing them attack this success. I thought he was a situational figure hiding his strength. It's a pity that my realm is too low to see through this person's cultivation. Wowie gallbladder. I plan to go back and find the master to help me out with the 3 of myself. Chen Fan felt that the other party sent the calf must be asking for something from him. After ordering 2 people to watch tea, opened the door directly. Is there anything you two need my help with here? The emperor made a prophecy and had nothing to do. This made Xin Hui even more so. Their family must have taken a risk. No wonder Zhao Lingji walked through the front door alone in Dashan. After waiting for a long time, the emperor dared to speak strictly. My husband and I also want to work for Mr. Shen. Even if Shin Fandang agreed. Said to let them have a good rest first. Then go to Yi Jinhon and ask him to work in Antai. The emperor dared to loan Man Lianlian all hands. We can't go now. After returning to Shin and Xia, the two also turned and left. Looking at the two of them, Xin Hui felt a feeling that he didn't have in his heart. How do you know the couple? I have to help them. After seeing his parents leave, only he and Xin Hui are left here. The time is ripe for 3 princess swords. Be full of joy and take out the water spirit pig. Mr. Shin, this is for you. When I saw the water spirit pig, I immediately returned to Beijing Road. Basketball. Shenwu continent actually has basketball. But he didn't act very happy. Make basketball stronger. The number of flowers and plants in Ziyuan does not need to be taught every day. From today onwards you will follow the master. He puts you on the stage and you do whatever you want. When the 3 princesses heard it, they immediately wished the Lord. The expert wants to fight and I will hand over the mountains and rivers to wish my mother. Let me work in Jinhong Xiaojian class? He wanted to ask why, but was stopped by Xin Hui. Queen, don't live in the yard with Shui Yi. It's not convenient for you to move in with your parents. Say no to change and leave your hearten in to realize that you are really a prince. How can a family have a karmic feud? What is the contradiction of living together and can quickly spend money? Only the three princesses were left crying. The three princesses are typical brothers with beautiful brains. Xinhui was just killing him and not letting him talk. It is indeed understood by him that Chen Fan likes him. I want him to be the master of the country. In order to become the master under one person and under 10,000 people. He actually worked so hard to bring back the water drops. The cold leak dialogue that got really recurring. The old man who learned of this situation is that you are not innocent, just like knocking on Erlang's head. I learned to jump to the brain, pure mouse competition. Experts regard you as a servant, you really said Zeiss is very useful. But the three princesses expressed dissatisfaction. Since it's what you said. Then why does an expert ask himself about nothing to kill love? At this time, the stingy on the side said that. Since an expert pretends to be anti-human, he becomes red-faced. Naturally, if you want to personally experience everything against people, it naturally includes raising your anger and having children. Therefore, sending you information does not mean liking. Old Man Yi repeatedly engraved his face. Yes, the master handed you water shares just to arrange work for you. Put things that are not things. And have you ever seen someone use water as a token of love? How long after two people? Only then did the three princesses accept her own sentimental thoughts. It's the old man Ho Yi who respectfully said it like a stingy. Auntie, I have something to ask you. You spend the longest time with an expert. Then do you think that an expert will act like an anti-person and give birth to a child? Stingy said that if the expert really thought about it, it implies that we wish to become better in modern times. The same is true of old man Yi. I just don't know what kind of girl an expert likes. Is it a human being or what? As a father, Xiao Wu's thoughts on Gaoran are naturally clear. I just don't know if my daughter has a chance. And Chen Fan is handing over to the workers to broadcast. Sow the seeds of systematic lectures into the classroom. Then put the last water on the soil field. When the seeds are sown, it seems that the man who feels the spring. Treat guest supervisors to exude green ties. Looking at the busy workers, Chen Fan couldn't help feeling. The people Lao Yi summoned really rely on conspiracy. I won the title of the god of farming because of my intention to talk about the calendar in detail. Actually in the blink of an eye and was played to the end. And when I turned around, I saw the crazy and busy old man Yi. Thinking of him as a housekeeper in this yard. Everything must be cleaned up. They're good guys for the price. It's a pity that I have nothing to do with Xiao Wu. Thinking about waiting for my time. Give old man Yi a new heartbeat and treat him as nothing. The 2 days on this mountain are limited after all. If you want to become the richest man, it seems that you have to develop and resume business. Just as he was privately excited, he happened to see the stingy who was staying by the side. The alliance came over and asked Xiaoqi what he was doing here. Stingy, pointing at bullying, wealth, and disability, said, "Brother here has a beautiful little house." Shinzan picked it up and found this Jingyuan video. So I asked Zayakizi if he didn't know where he came from. I mean, I don't know. He will forget it when he comes by himself. Shinzan will fight with Kentuo again. I just don't know if he can command death. At this time, Jingyuan felt that the soul and body were born unconsciously. I obviously didn't feel the superior. Must have an inaccurate breath. I just feel like my brain is going to explode. These hands are exuding a terrifying slight pressure. Immobilize oneself. In the next second, involuntarily protruding to death. Shinzan scratched the remnants with fingers. It is found that the treatment of this residual silk is not good. I thought it would be very long if it could be made into clothes. At this time, he and the disabled were competing with each other in this scene. Yunxi, his aura, is actually one of the most guarded protections. Experts raced to pull the cart easily with a few finger guides. Shinzalian yelled at Lao Qiáng, who was carrying water. Have you ever seen Lao Qiang's disability? I think a lot of too. Lao Qiáng said that this is a combination of gas and residue. It is more difficult to gain weight than the residual one. But the common ones can still be found. Hearing this, Shinzan called Lao Qiáng to go get the money with him. Ask him to help buy some pre-collected items. Then only Stingy is left here in Kansang. The one I eat in advance is Langtong Gaian. Every piece of mulberry here is actually like 0. No wonder the remaining man didn't care about killing the old man easily. It turned out that it was the arrangement of an expert to spare my family's life. And the series where the 2 girls are crying is over. Hurry up, the lives of my 2 sisters are really miserable. Unable to monitor the sound of fear in real time. At this moment, 2 old men pushed the door and entered. The little 5 masters discovered your aura and disability. Order me to find more pre-stocks. Hearing this, Xiao Wuduan is Huang Randa Wu. No wonder Mr. Chen is not busy with me. He asked me to go to the forest to collect yields. Among them, Shini TV asked me to bring the disability service back to the house and kill. The master thinks that an expert is looking for services for the disabled. It's watching them die. Remnant death is used to visit knowledge, and knowledge requires. However, the two old men spoke in unison. I just said, how could an expert arrange such a simple task? It turned out that his real purpose was to ask me to find a woman. Lao Qiáng took the opportunity to count the big 5 fingers for the master. At the same time, why is his son so good? At this time, Xiao Wu also exploded with 0 light. There is a woman 3,000 miles away. The following is a woman and everyone imitates it. That's what the expert refers to. Hearing this, the old Qiáng couldn't help but. Don't even look like a man. Old and young. You go to complete the task, teacher, and bring Xiao Wu and Xiao Chang with you. Give them some opportunities to work. And the master is thinking about the old man who asked the 3 princesses about the song. When deceitful. Now I'm sending Lao Qiáng to recruit women. In this case, I have to fight for my daughter. It also relieved his similar pain. At this time, the bottom of the Wuming mountain was soaring to the sky. Grinding up the past, unbalanced, the movie can't get an inch. The old man and the others killed the pig the night before, and first sent a power to the master who was planted in Fengmingguo. Destroyed their chance to lead the East China Sea to seek guidance. So they are no longer hiding at night. It is necessary to directly attack the East China Sea to find the leader of the battle. And he listened to the unnamed mountain Laisha, they said the expert. One of the 8 mutual techniques of the powerhouses of the Langmo clan. Lead an army of millions of mills to surrender to the foot of Wuming Mountain. He is expected to listen to the nameless mountain and attack the king of the human race here. And a kind of big waste on Wuming Mountain is keeping hello. Because at this time, Chen Fan was making mistakes in the exam. That's 4 and 1 is predictable. At the same time, Xiao Qi and Xiao Bai'er started counting in an instant. Bearing to a flower under the nameless mountain. And the master pig on the unnamed mountainside. I was also activated by this horrible sofa. Directly above the sky, the secret is not murderous, it hurts. Seeing that everyone here is the son of God and the people. Yi Jinhong knows that the offender must be the previous Zhu Xiandian. Immediately a big ashes. One in the future offender exhibition and under the corner of the unknown mountain. You wait with me to fight. Don't let the demons disturb the expert's barbecue. Everyone is a magic power, a long battle, a pain. Fight for tall. Kill demons. Huaying became a master when Lu Yi Jinhong became a leader. Very unnamed corner. Bold warriors dare to disturb the expert barbecue. Most helpless. And wait for the return. Building repair shoe girl a little master. Then call out the masters behind you and die together. Speak as much as you can and raise your left hand. A powerful magic weapon shot towards Yi Jinhong. Don't give birth to a career golden red and spit out a mouthful of first blood. The heavy man suddenly lost the shock and died. Since the other party is disrespectful. The strongest thing on our side is no trace. It's still a game. If there is really an expert, let's call it out. Otherwise, let him clean up for you. Said to kill countless vegetarians because of the cold mold. Instantly wash the place from his body. There are many masters among the dazzling economy. Become killed by mold. People are shocked to the point of why people still don't do it. It's nothing more than wanting to really watch me wait for my mother to kill me. The third princess also had a face full of despair at this time. The high number of people is far away from us. And all the enemies we're allied with have been dealt with. What qualifications do you have? Yes. What can we do with such a powerful person? At this time, the karma is so red that it breaks my heart. Looking like waiting to die. Grilled barbecue that Shigeru Shigichi on unnamed mountain enjoys continuously. Doesn't seem to care at all about the deaths of those wives. A kind of fetish is a master in my heart, why don't you get rid of it? My little wife spied in my heart. Gaoran Yanli Rebirth Street building. Do you care about death in the building? Just when the building is being built, I'm about to kill them knowledge. Chen Fan is just sweeping charred powder for the barbecue. Suddenly a whole envelope blows. The burnt powder was just blown into Chen Fan's nose. Chen Fan was shot violently by the gun. Directly countless smells come out from Chen Fan's nose. To hear the sound wrapped in Chen Fan's body. Prohibition to rush straight to the master of electricity in the middle line. The Tianyang emperor with a positive voice, the yellow river goes against the flow. All the arrogance among Qin Ko who killed and burned people is gone. Even the matter cloud formed by the boundless murderous aura is in this matter. Also dissipate. Yi Jinghong and the others were unintentionally rearmed by this serious-eyed. Turn to wash the streets. It's an expert who makes a move. Building repairs is also a matter of harming people. How can it be? Withdraw quickly. He took the kind of man and turned around and was about to roast. Chen Fan suddenly hit another pantee. This to pantee is more bone-depressing than the one just now. Those strong Mozu who fled. Xiǎng's double change is seen by my explosion. Even the slippery building is not bad. There is not even a bomb left by me. The middleman is thrown into the water in a straight line by facing each other. This expert has finally reached the realm of river and other services. Somewhere above the clouds in the sky, 3 dragons were lowered straight and multi-speed. The one in the middle is Ao Bei who left earlier. Big brother and second brother, you now believe what I say. A pan-body direct plate swing strong. Even the ancestors of the dragon clan can't do it. Run fast. If the high-ranking people there tell us that we are with the demons, it will be over. While talking, Aodong took his sister Aobei's hand and ran away. The party card rode that Emperor Qiáng didn't have. Qiǎng was the first time a master killed someone. I didn't expect Fudo Masuno. Qingdong Qianquan is 4. Pan Longtong at the side asked Emperor Qiáng if he could see the realm of a master. What Qiáng Emperor Headless Qiáng said. Although the master has done it, I still see the difference. From this we can see the strength displayed by the master Qiáng. I'm afraid it's less than 1 in 10,000. Hearing this, everyone accepts that the scriptures are not broken. On the other side, Tián Huinyo, who is split in the middle of the loss. Press the heart to feel that this big group has retaliated against the enemy. Invention of a turn at this time appears in the battery. Countless souls and platoons shattered at the same time. The Baihuhu method suddenly couldn't do it. The soul and the row are broken at the same time. Did someone point out a change and kill me at the same time to stop a million troops? The law of final household registration also refers to Dong Haichuan is the hottest person in Shinwu continent. How can there be such a master? The combination of electric dots appears. Even though the Donghai group is terribly hot now. It is indeed the key point of the great change in the prophecy. Unexpectedly, someone has already turned off the first light. I'm the same size. The 2 blood-white tiger elders and women hang up in person. It is bound to turn the East China Sea group into the expo, and we will have electric manuals. And it is clear that the throat here is big and the price is medium. This is the head of my grandson's family, Sun Wufa. I think they caught the criminal. Sun Tzu said that it is too late to talk about his identity before that. If you say that this change starts from the actual situation, you will go to the big picture. Zhàng waits to show off his power and anger. Still trying to lie to me. Say I'm from your grandson's family. But he has never practiced the country, how can he avoid it? Seen from 1 to this time, the light is busy and directly enters the place where there are no stars. It turned out that the big shape was because there was no 5 literal at birth. Parents were forced to send him away due to family reasons. In the end, he was cut by 2 anti-human couples to adopt him. Looking at the sperm hair of my soul body. Only then did he believe that he was a monkey at the end. When he changed back to his original state, the first thing he cared about was not about himself but about being stingy. So stingy is a catchphrase. Then what successful people say is criminals. This matter has something to do with Mixing, who is also known as the Tuyi clan. The ancient gods who are known by the name of the disciples are suspicious of the disciples. Divided into male vein and female vein. There are only male pictures left in the male vein, only the female picture left in the female vein. Citizen member of the Gongmai art clan. 3,000 years ago, it was proposed that the original owner of the goods plan. And this plan needs cash mother letter to carry out. To the generation of stingy mother Jingtong Dan. He is not reconciled to being cashed and even speaks wildly. No need to bear the original owner of the goods, I will be super green. In this bureau, the citizen officials were thrown and the mother vein was lost. Tong Dan was killed in the picture of fleeing with pettiness. Petty thus lost the end. What I heard in the big shape was the angry expression of red eyes and teeth cutting. What do you know? Xiaoqi is now Qingzi's younger sister. Must avenge pettiness. Sun Wuzheng said that he is now a man of common names. It is one of the most powerful waist show families in the East. Or ask the plaintiff if he wants to destroy the clothes without selling them. Or just deal with citizens and parliamentarians. Indicates that the large shape needs to be pressed and cut with a ruler. What do you know? We go now. In a blink of an eye, the big shape waits for the person to change into the opposite eye. Sun Wuzheng said that they have found the prisoner. But because they are very powerful, they are out of line. If you need to know the specific characteristics, they can focus on it. At this time, the stinginess has been crying to the point of exhaustion. Cheng Duan touched his cerebellum. Let him remember the prisoner. Brother, I remember it was a very vicious old man. The name is Dong Linyuan, my mother was killed by him. After listening to Chen Fan, the soul and body gave birth to a headless product. Petty told him earlier that his mother died. Unexpectedly, he was killed by a criminal. Can Lao Sun, this man named Dong Linyuan, be found? Asked by Suwan, who wanted to cut the ruler. Sun Wu prisoner's heart skipped a beat when he saw an expert like this. Holding power at random means that Mr. Qiáng can rest assured that the person has been found. Invite guests to incite Zhou Xingyong to show a strong momentum. Hold on to you and go together. Killing the wound with my own hands. Then he turned around and walked past time with all his might. Gently touching the scene on the dark table. Old friend, although I can't practice. I can't take your account and cut away the salt of the end of the world. But today I can take you to get rid of evil and good. Personally bear and instigate the cutting out of the strong. De Zhuang and the others at the side were immediately swayed by the scene in front of them. As soon as I saw the terrifying sword energy rising from Qingfan's room. Break through the clouds and go straight to the wine sky. It's true that the sword energy will eventually rot. One sword Light Han 19 states.